Let's say a person was dozing while they were reading the Megillah, and he was able to hear it, but he wasn't able to grasp what was being read because he was dozing. He wasn't sleeping. Since he didn't doze off into a sleep state, the Gemara says there's a state where a person speaks to you, you can respond, but you can't comprehend what the person is telling you. I mean, if he asks you a question where it takes a degree of thought, you can't respond because he's semi-asleep. But like a person asleep, so he speaks to you, you say, what do you want? And if he asks any question which needs any degree of thought, the person is not able to respond. Right? So that's misnamneim. Because he was not near the Mishena Yo Avolim Shmo Nisnamneim. Excuse me. Kro Misnamneim Hovelo near the Mishena Yotzo. He's this is the reader. He's reading the words, and although he's dozing off, but he's saying the words. So factually he said the words. Yotzo. Avolim Shmo Misnamneim. What about the listener was in this doze state? Lo Yotzo. Why? Because probably he didn't hear the words. Let's see. That's exactly what the Gemara says, what I just said. If you call the person, he can respond, but anything needs a degree of thought, he's not able to respond. Svara. And if you remind him that you spoke to him, he'll remember. The mitzvah shrichas kavana. The reason is because it's enough. The person knows he's reading the Megillah. So he wants to be Yotze the mitzvah. So the minimal level of kavanah he's able to have. Yotze. Duadin hashemeh mimenu gam yotze. You hear this? What about the listener? The listener heard from a person whose reading was misnamni. He had sufficient kavanah and he read the words correctly. He's Yotze. Imrak nishma madvar meheitiv. As long as he articulated the words properly, the Yotze kinkos amiri. Baba Gab Ditzorach L'chavin Motzi. Oh, now he's asking a good question. But you have to have in mind you want to be Motzi the Tzibur. So does he have enough level of consciousness that he has in mind to cover them? As he could have in mind to be Yotzi the Mitzvah himself, he could have in mind he had that much he knows. He's reading it on behalf of other people. That's what he has in mind. The Yosin Nira Loma Demar Shechosh Betchilas Akriyo Kodim Shibsnam Nohum Hashomi. It's interesting. The Gemara says in Zvochin, there's no question, when you slaughter a korban, do you have to have kavanah? Do you have to do it for the sake of the korban? It's called lishma. Do you have to do the korban lishma? Or even if you don't think lishma, it's valid. Stosis explains that when it says you have to have lishma, it's not every moment you slaughter. The Kohen has to think it's the particular korban. It's an old, it's a shlomim or chadus. No. As long as he starts the service, I'm doing this for the sake of that, and then he's involved in doing what he's doing. He's not thinking for the sake of the mitzvah, because he's occupied doing what he's doing. It's fine, that's lishma. So he says, here we're speaking, he started to read, he wasn't dozing yet. And he had in mind, I'm reading to cover everyone. Then he went into this doze state. The reader. So when he started, his mind was to cover the tzibur that he's reading for. And then he became tired, and he was like semi-conscious. And he was reading it, and he had enough level of conscience, that he was able to be mechavan to be Yotze the mitzvah. So then he's Yotze, because he's Yotze, they're Yotze. What about a guy who's the only reader who has laryngitis? So you're stuck, you have no reader, what are you supposed to do? One second. Avalim Shemo, the Bekriyo came Shikori Karoy Ari Mugach Sharomi Nafshi Lo Meshapir. Mem Aleph. Right? Yotzo, he says, Avalim Shemo Misnamnein, but let's say the listener was Misnamnein, Lo Yotzo. Bekriyo came Shikori Karoy Ari Mugach Sharomi Nafshi Lo Meshapir. Mashenke Bishmiya Badi Chos Lo Kamatevos. The reader factually read sufficiently, so you see his degree of dozing was at a level that he was still in touch. But when a person dozes off, the question is, it's very possible you missed a number of words. So if you missed a number of words, that means you didn't hear it all. You didn't hear it all, that's why you're not Yotze. What do you want? Himself, he's Yotze. Of course. No, that much he's aware. He's aware that he read it. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. So he's reading for others. Or somebody's standing listening. Not even to be motzi him. Somebody's just standing there listening to the reading. Okay. And that reenact the Kabbalah Satorah. Yeah, but they're not following. They're not following in the text, right? Maybe yeah, maybe not. Yeah. Why not? No, no. He's bringing a whole different thing. Mitzvah shittas come on because tomorrow compares get. Get has to be written lishma. So it has to be written specifically as much. It's for this couple. But once he's involved in the writing, I'll give you an example. Rechaim Voloshin writes, you studied lishma, Torah lishma, and you're involved in a very complex subject matter. What you think lishma? I mean, you're trying to figure out what it's saying. You don't. What every moment you're studying, you think lishma. You don't think lishma. It's when you approach the learning. I'm going to learn for the sake of learning, for the mitzvah, and then you get involved. So when you're involved, you don't think lishma. Yeah. No. Well, unless they're Ramaratzin. No, so it depends what kind of guess. What kind of guess you have. You don't have to. You don't have to. If you're the only one making kiddush, if you have people who are observant, you'd have to say it. Savri only means say pay attention. You know, people don't pay attention. You could have in the mind if they're not paying attention. Now Yotzei finished, so you want them to pay attention to what you're saying. They should hear the words. If they're distracted, then they're not Yotzei because they're not hearing the words as much as you want to be motzi them. No. Most observant communities. No, there you say it because people don't realize because throughout that's already a shlich tzibur. Nobody doesn't. Factually, if you don't, but you're also concerned. You won't there because it's it's no different than Kiddush. Kiddush is a chiv d'oraisa Friday night, and Kiddush is a chiv d'oraisa, same Torah obligation. But again, people aren't as accustomed that maybe you just have to hear it. It's not the Shomei Kona. See, Kiddush, everybody knows you're supposed to make Kiddush yourself. Here, Baltukeh is blowing. What am I supposed to have in mind? So people really don't know what they have. They don't know what they're supposed to have in mind. So therefore you say people should have in mind lishmoa, to listen to the blast of the shofar. It's not blowing the shofar, it's lishmoa, it's listening to the blast of the shofar. Or you'd say by Kriyas Megillah also. You should have in mind to be yotzei with whatever, with the reading. It depends. Okay, no question. Rov HaMadrash Melech, if you're able to hear it, also the one who says it is going to say it correctly and have in mind as he should have in mind. But very often you have a situation, let's say you go with your family and you have to distribute the wine. Until they finish distributing the wine, it's inevitable. People speak, it's not done right. That's number one. Second, just if you have younger children, chinuch-wise, you always make Kiddush for your family. The children understand. So therefore, sometimes you have overriding factors rather than being because the children understand. You say Kiddush for your wife and your children, right? It's just you and your wife, and it's a proper Kiddush. It's fine. It's better to be Yotzi with the tzibur, because the more people that are Yotzi by that one representative has greater value. Correct, but that's not the word. 100%. You could do that. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Why do people make such a big deal of distributing the wine out of the course? And the porridge, and then there's a delay, and the spitting, and the
Yeah, you have to have quite a. You have to give out. You have to give out quite a bit of wine. Each person has to have a cup that has a revius. Okay, and each cup really should be filled to the top. No. The kosher kiddush that you make kiddush on should be filled, not the majority of the cup, should be filled to the very top. That's called covered bracha. Out of respect for the bracha, you yotze even if it's not filled to the top. Okay. Yeah. So you have a smaller glass. You have a wine glass. You have a big goblet. You have a small glass. We have a kiddush cup. Each person, It's not. If that's going to be your kiddush, it's not a lechatchila. It's not lechatchila. No. Because covered bracha means the cup should be filled to the top. That's respectful. That's more respectful. Yotze because you have sufficient wine, but you need a kos mole. You need a full cup. It's not a full cup. But you're being motzi them with shemei kona. That cup is the cup of kiddush, and his cup not. You understand? Shemei kona is each cup you have. That's your kiddush cup. It's like everybody has their lechem mishnah, and once there's a motzi, and you're going to have your lechem mishnah. Of course, you're getting from a full cup. Yeah. So, okay.
But everyone has a full cup, or is this person making kiddush?
No, everybody. If each person's cup is the kiddush cup, then each person should have a full cup. And if it's not the kiddush, no, the head of the family. So he will give to his family from his cup. Right. No, it's kosher kiddush. Your cup is no worse than the one who said kiddush. So as he distributes, you distribute. Same. No, because his lechem mishnah is everybody's lechem mishnah. He represents everyone. You understand? But if let's say everybody would have that lechem mishnah, so that he's motzi in the just the bracha, but it's your own lechem mishnah. No. If it's, I'm not saying it has to go literally to the very, very top. But let's say there's quite a bit. You could see the space from the wine till the top. It's not a kos moli. I understand. Doesn't make a difference. Doesn't make a difference. Doesn't make a difference. This is brought in on Pesach. There's a question when you drink the dalit kosas. This is important. Although even though it's not sukkos yet, but it's not Pesach either. You get the joke. The bar mitzvah sukkos. Pesach, the two opinions in the Mechaber, in the Shulchan Aruch. You have to have 4 cups of wine. So the halacha is you're supposed to drink rov kos. Is it rov kos or rov revius? It's an argument. So let's say you have a very large wine goblet. So if you're in opinion, you only drink the majority of revius. So let's say you have a goblet that holds 16 ounces. As long as you drink 2 ounces of that 16-ounce glass, you drank yotze. Right? But there's an opinion that says no, you have to drink the majority of the glass. That means you have to drink over 8 ounces of wine, of every glass you drink. Right? So therefore, it's suggested you should use a smaller glass. So having a smaller glass, just a revius, so you drink the majority of that glass. Okay? But again, you have to have kosmoli wine. Take the glass, just fill it up half, or whatever it is, and that is, you have a revius in the glass. Because again, it's not a kosholei. In terms of respect for a bracha, I'll give you an example. If you have a piece of bread, you have a roll that's a complete roll, and you have a cut piece of bread. The cut piece of bread is larger than the roll that's complete. What do you say to motzi on? You're supposed to say on the complete bread, not the cut piece of bread. Because sholem has a special value. So it's the same thing. You may have more wine in a glass, but the glass is not full, and you have another glass which is full. That's called a kosholem. That's a full glass. The other glass is not full. So out of respect for the bracha, using the full glass more respectful than using a glass which is not full. Similar to cut bread versus the whole roll. Pesach, same. No, no, Yom Tov, no, it's not. It's not the if it's Shabbos, but it's no. Mechaber's not talking Shabbos. It's talking about Daled Kosas at the Seder. No, same thing. So when you give a person a shot glass, regardless of what the age of the whiskey is, okay, same thing. It's filtered. It's kosher kiddush. Same thing under the chuppah. Any kosher brocha, right? It should be filled to the top also. I'm not saying where you hold it, it's going to spill over. I was just reading, I have somebody put out now. It's not sold in stores. Rebbe Yoshev, how he conducted himself on many things. Rebbe Yoshev, everything was based 100% on the halacha, because he was a posek. He wasn't just a person because somebody else did. He did. No, he did because, and it has footnotes. Somebody wrote footnotes on it. It's 2 volumes. And over there, by Havdalah, Rebbe Yoshev did not fill the cup to spill over. Did not spill over. But the Mechaber says that it's an indication of bracha, because a house where wine flows in the house, that's a siman bracha. So therefore, to have a bracha for the week, or Tzoi Shabbos, you should have the cup overflow. When you pour, it should overflow. So over there, he cites in the footnote, Rebbe Yosef did it. But the Shulchan Aruch says that's what this is. He cites a number of sources that if you fill the cup to the very top, even though, since it's inevitable, when you hold the cup, it's going to spill over. Therefore, that's sufficient in terms of kosher. Otherwise, it's a question about tashkis. It's being wasteful. So you fill it to the top, it spills over a little bit, so you already fulfill that aspect of it. It's not about tashkis, because you didn't spill more than you had to spill. But to just let it overflow, that's just wasteful. That's the reason why he didn't do it. I'm saying, even if you fill to the top, under the chuppah, you're supposed to have a full glass. I mean, it's so full, you move your hand, you're gonna spill it on the collar's wedding gown, right? I'm not talking about that. It should be filled that if you look at it, it looks like a full glass, even though you see it's slightly below the very edge. It's fine. That's called a full cup. Most people overflow. Most don't. No, most people don't. No, that's the way he did it. Most people don't do. Because when he cites the footnote, this is a certain opinion. For some reason, he assumed that. That was the way he did it. Most people don't do it that way. You don't. It's been hogan. Some people stand for the whole kiddush. Some people sit for half and half. Right? There were others. I should have sat for the whole kiddush, even for the beginning. Friday night also. It's cited also. There's such an opinion. The real misnagdim, real what we call real Lithuanians, they sat for the whole thing. You know, in Slobodka, in Chazor Shatz, they didn't say Baruch Hu Baruch Shema. You know that? In Shmon Esrei, during Chazor Shatz, was the hail Baruch Hu Baruch Shema was a hefsek. Amen. You're supposed to answer Amen, you're a bracha. Where does it say anyway you're supposed to be Baruch Hu Baruch Shema? There's no such thing. Therefore, that's interrupting. That's interrupting. In the middle of Shmon Esrei, you're not supposed to speak. During Chazor Shatz, so they didn't say Baruch Hu Baruch Shema, they just said Amen. But again, because it's the minog, that's not called an interruption. But they held different. They were machmir, nobody answered Baruch Hu Baruch Shema. They had different customs by Svardim, and I think by Hasidim also. Birchos Kohanim. They say Yivorach Hashem, right? They call it Yivorecha Hashem. Does the tzibur respond Baruch Hu Baruch Shema when they hear it? Because it's a bracha. The Kohanim giving the tzibur a bracha. Yivorech Hashem. When they say Hashem, do you say Baruch Hu Baruch Shema? Svardim do. So what? So you say Baruch Hu Baruch Shema. They're blessing you. You hear the name Hashem, you say Baruch Hu Baruch Shema. Svardim say Baruch Hu Baruch Shema. Or people say Birchas HaShachar. The Chazan says Birchas HaShachar. He says Baruch Hu Hashem. There's some people respond Baruch Hu Baruch Shema. They're different customs. By Ma'ariv, they say Baruch Hashem Amvorach. Right? Some people answer Amen after that. Right? By Hasidim, by Ashkenazim, don't do this. They don't. You don't answer Amen. Different customs. So whatever it is, I mean, Eilavel Divrei Kim Chaim, they're both correct. Each one has a source. We're not talking about being Yotzi Doraisa and not being Yotzi Doraisa. We're not talking about this. It's a way. It's minog. What the minog is. To be continued. They call Jen. They say Amen. You know, they say Baruch Hashem Yisrael Lo'ad. They say Amen. It's a question. What's the hefsek? No. The Shlich Tzibur says Amen on his own bracha. Because it's a question when you complete a set of brachos, even the one who says the bracha says Amen. Normally, you're not supposed to say Amen on your own bracha. But what about to indicate you completed the set of brachos? It's the end of Birchas Kriyashma. So they say Amen, then they say Kaddish immediately before they say the Shemona Esrei starts. Yeah. And that's yes, correct. Sufficient wine?
No, they have 3/4 of a cup.
No, you don't have. No, you don't have to. You don't need his wine. Your cup is the cup of Kiddush.
It's not a full cup.
That's what I'm saying. But if you want that to be your kosher Kiddush, it's not. You have sufficient wine in it. It's a revius. It's an 8-ounce cup. 8 ounces is a lot. Is a number of revius, right? 3 ounces is a revius. We're talking about lechatchila and b'diavad. If you have sufficient, lechatchila, the cup should be full. So if the person gives everybody's cup and it's not full, but everybody has in mind this is their cup of Kiddush, they don't need any wine from the one who made Kiddush. That cup is the Kiddush cup.
It's Rove Coast.
Not Rove Coast, revius. You need a whole 100 revius, a total revius.
But that cup.
No. Revius, 2.9 ounces, that's a revius. That's a revius. It's Drabanan. Yeah, David, you see, there's also a problem. You know, the majority of the cup, the majority of the revius has to be drunk. So people, when they have their own cup, what do? They take a little sip. And that becomes their wine cup for the whole meal. It's a problem. Because the halacha is Friday night. Everybody has their own cup. So what do? It's that Kiddush cup. The Kiddush cup, you have to drink the majority of a revius. What do? They take a little sip off the glass. So if they take a sip, it's a problem. The majority of the wine is left in the cup, and during the meal they'll drink it. No, but it has to be drunk in one gulp. The majority of the revius has to be drunk in a gulp, which is not done.
So it's better to
So therefore, it's
from one glass to the person making Kiddush.
the one who makes Kiddush. He knows. He drinks the majority of a revius.
So it's better to pass around from his glass because people are dumb.
No, you don't have to drink. You don't even need. What's the halacha? Nobody gives you any wine. Yotze Kiddush. It has value to drink from the Kiddush cup because it's drink from a kosher bracha. But even if you don't drink, you Yotze 100%. You Yotze Kiddush. Nothing. It's only. It's a good thing that people should partake of the Kiddush cup. But in terms of being Yotze Kiddush, Yotze 100%, even if you drink nothing. Sure, let's say a rabbi at a Kiddush. Right? He makes Kiddush at the Kiddush that everybody should be able to eat. No, right, whatever it is. No, whatever. Nobody's drinking from this cup. Sure, definitely. Then you'd have to say Bar Priya Gofen because they haven't said the bracha. It's like, let's say people say Kiddush at shul. They have Kiddush, and then they come home to eat a meal. Some people say Kiddush during the day. Before they start the meal, they'll say Kiddush again. Just because to give it the structure of a Shabbos meal. Other people don't. No. At the Kiddush, you had mazonos. Right? You had your wasa crackers at the Kiddush. Okay? Shabbos morning. You had a Kiddush. So you had a grain product. You have mazonos. So it's Kiddush Malkum Sudi. You come home. You have no obligation to say Kiddush at the beginning of the meal. You Yotze Kiddush. Some people say it's only Bar Priya Gofen. That's all it is. So, right, so they do it. But if you,
So, so when the rabbi should, in this Kiddush, if we look at the source, in the sanctuary, and when people get there, go down into the Kiddush.
it's not so
That
simple.
is going on with the different.
It's b'di'evet. It's b'di'evet. You have to say that the sanctuary and the auditorium where they have the Kiddush, it's the same location. Same location. As long as everybody has in mind, when they hear the Kiddush, because we have the Gemara in Arei Psochim, they said the Kiddush at one level, and then they went to ate the meal at another level. It was a two-story house. They have to say Bar Piagofen. If they have wine or whatever it is, they have to say the. It's understood. I mean, if you say Bar Piagofen and I don't drink wine and I speak, let's say I'm at the table and I speak before I drink the wine. It's understood. You have to say Bar Piagofen. It's no worse than this. It's, of course, people are. That's why it's ignorance. Most rabbis. See, when you educate children, you have Kiddush. Very often, children speak. You have small children. They're 4 years old, and they're waiting for the Kiddush, and it's inevitable. Very often, they speak. So you have to instruct them because they spoke. If they're going to have the wine, they have to say Bar Piagofen. And once they're taught that, they know for the rest of their lives. It's already ingrained in their minds that, regardless whether the person said Bar Piagofen, that you're not covered unless you remain silent. If you speak, now you have to say your own bracha on the wine. See, by Hasidic women, they have a whole different. I don't know exactly what it's about. Many Hasidic women don't eat Shalom Shabbos. Hasidic women don't eat Shalom Shabbos. I don't know why. It's not because they yotzi with Divrei Torah. That's not the reason. And also, when you distribute the Lechem Mishnah, very often they say their own Hamotzi. They say their own Hamotzi. It's a problem. Because if you're yotzi with Shomei Kone, he's your representative. So if you say your own Hamotzi, that means that's not your Lechem Mishnah. So a woman has an obligation of Lechem Mishnah as a man has an obligation of Lechem Mishnah. You have to have 2 loaves of bread, two breads. So by saying your own Motzi, that means you've already detached yourself from the Motzi of the one who was Motzi of that. They're not Yotze Lechem Mishnah. No, they said a Motzi. They didn't speak. They said their own bracha on the bread. When they received the bread, they say their own Motzi. So it's already. So that means you've detached yourself from the one who was Motzi you. That means you have no realms to Lechem Mishnah. They need Lechem Mishnah. They need the Lechem Mishnah. So they need Lechem Mishnah now. They have to say a Motzi, no question. But now you need Lechem Mishnah. If you speak now, you need Lechem Mishnah. So that person should be given 2 rolls, or take the di'evet, 2 pieces of bread. You can take the piece of bread, break it in half, and that b'di'evet, that's Lechem Mishnah, because he's saying a Motzi now 2 pieces of bread. What happens if you don't have 2 whole? You have 2 slices of bread. 2 slices of bread. Right? So you take 2 slices, that's Lechem Mishnah. B'di'evet. And they'll say, well, of course, they spoke. They can't be yotze with that bracha. They spoke.
You can't say that.
No, of course not. Okay.